So, Jack Nicklaus, one of the best golfers of all time, probably the best of all time. Jack Nicklaus had a coach. Roger Federer, best tennis player of all time. Roger had a coach. Steve Jobs, we could argue, maybe one of the best CEOs of all time. Steve Jobs had a coach. No one ever achieves peak performance without a coach. And it's not just learning new things or seeing things from a different perspective, but having a coach gives you the opportunity in a scenario, in a certain situation, to have someone else observe what's going on and then share feedback with you. And oftentimes that coach can see things from the outside perspective that you just can't see when you're in it. I'm actually a pilot, and I went through and I did my private training, and then I did my instrument training, and I got all the licenses you need to fly an airplane. And it's a really intense process being a pilot. And you do that with a flight instructor, and a flight instructor is essentially a coach. And then after I got my licenses, I had the opportunity to take some friends of mine that were also working on flight training. I would take them up and I would coach them on their flying. And the amazing thing you notice in the airplane when you're flying along is when you're the pilot, when you're the one that's responsible for the outcome of the flight and you're in charge, you're the pilot in charge, things are happening really, really fast. And then I would put friends of mine in that seat where they were responsible for the flight, and I would move over to the co-pilot seat where I could do the coaching, the flight instructing, and everything in the airplane slowed down. And what seemed like it took just a second as the pilot would take a lot of time, and I could anticipate things that were coming, and I was able to get ahead of the airplane and think ahead of the flying. The same thing happens in coaching. When you go into a client engagement as a coach, sometimes that company's going a million miles an hour, and they're struggling to kind of see what's right in front of them because they're reacting to so many things. Your role as a coach can often be to slow time down for them and let them see things that are kind of around the corner, and you get some perspective and can look ahead because you're on the outside and you don't have to react to those day-to-day things. And you can give them visibility into some things that they may miss. And ultimately, the goal of the coach is to help an organization just function better as a team, to see things that maybe they haven't thought about, and to really look at their strategy and their operations and their people and their execution around cash in a completely different way. And it's not so much that you know things that they don't know, but the right question asked at the right time, or for the flight instructor, the right suggestion at the right moment in time, can often really shine a light on things that they hadn't thought about. And why does Roger Federer need a coach? He's one of the best tennis players that ever lived. He's got an amazing serve. He's got a great game at the net, all those things. But if the coach can give him one little idea or one little edge that makes him a little bit better, that could be the difference between being the best in the world and maybe being the 10th best in the world. The same thing happens in business. Your company might be really performing at a high level, but one little tweak or one little change could change everything inside that organization. So I think there's this myth that, only people that need to dramatically improve are the ones that need a coach. And I believe it's the other way around. I think the most important time to get a coach is when, you've maxed out, you've gotten to the ultimate spot you can be by yourself. And you just need that one idea, that one suggestion, that one outside observation that can take your game, whether it's your business game or your personal life or an athletic pursuit, to the next level. And that's really how to think about coaching. And whether it's business or life, it could be the relationship that makes all the difference in the world.